Hello, hello. I'm going to sit down. I'm a bit out of breath now. I've reset up my work area. It's probably in the title, but the lovely Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures made a video of her creating a Tracie Fox envelope. And during the video, she kind of challenged me, really. She kind of asked for this. She said, if you would like to do something in the style of Wendy, feel free. And I have to do something in the style of Wendy. So I've had a bit of a think, and because I've had to change my work area so much, I did have kind of three possible ideas. I was going to alter a greetings card, and then when I did my shop with me, one of the things I was looking for that I didn't mention was I was looking for some cookery dividing cards, but I couldn't find any of those. We don't seem to have those here unless you want to buy a box with all the things in it, and that was a lot of money. And then I thought, I picked these up. They're old knitting patterns, and I thought it would be fun to maybe use one of these. I bought them as a kind of lot, and I looked through them like this, and when I got towards the end, let me just skip through these because I'm sure you don't want to look at all of them. When I got towards the end, I saw this, and I thought, well, that's got to be it, hasn't it? It's got to be this. The only thing is, this was a little bit big for what I had in mind. So let me just put those out of the way. Like Wendy, I am working at a very awkward angle because I'm actually at the drawer end of my desk, so I'm about 3 feet away, sitting rather awkwardly. So yes, this gorgeous knitting pattern that says Wendy on it. So what I did was I had in mind that I wanted to use an envelope because they're the kind of things that Wendy would possibly use. And I picked up a massive lot of envelopes of somebody who stored photographic images and documents in their envelopes. So there's some stickers over what was on them. Now, because these are self-seal envelopes, and they are extremely old, it's actually self-sealed, but that's fine, we're going to do something with that. However, the original pattern was too big, so in Blue Peter fashion, oh sorry, oh that is really Wendy, isn't it, jogging the camera. Sorry Wendy. So what I did was I scanned the pattern and then printed it, and just to Wendyfy this a little bit more, can you see there is it says Wendy on the back and there's a gorgeous little black cat. What I did was I turned the black cat ginger. Can you see? I did that in Photoshop this morning, so quite pleased with that. So I'm going to do my best to create something in the style of Wendy. So I apologise if this doesn't exactly go to plan. I've got my sewing machine here ready because Wendy always does her sewing on camera, so I'm gonna give that a go, as in, you know, trying to do both bits. And I'm sorry in advance if this is a long video, but I am going to start and finish. I'm going to start and finish this. It does, however, mean it might be two parts. Oh, blimey, it's a bit tight, the working space. Yeah, I'm out of breath because I've been out for breakfast with my daughter. Got home, it's really hot, and I've been rushing around trying to get my workspace ready, get everything. If you could see the floor right now, it's very funny because I have every single thing that I could possibly find at, well, I would say at my feet, but my feet are tucked in a very awkward position right now. So I really would have liked to use the real pattern, but I looked everywhere for a bigger envelope and couldn't find one. So I expect we're going to have to cut this. We're going to have to cut this down too, aren't we? Now, which is the better side? Because obviously one side I might have to sew. So I want a little bit of a spine. If I say I fold it here, I'm going to fold it. Now what would I like on the inside? Oh, decisions. I think I'll cover the inside, whichever the inside might be. Yeah, I think I'll cover the inside with maybe some tea stain paper. Right, so is that going to fit? Hopefully so. Yeah, and we'll have a little border all the way around there. So I'm going to have to trim that. I'm sorry if this is not my kind of normal organised, well, who am I kidding, organised. It's not going to be my usual. Okay, because hopefully I didn't cut that. No, so I'll just cut that side. Okay, now we need to kind of cut it. Might be better doing it this way because that is a bit bulky. So, and then we're going to have that, aren't we? Right, okay. We'll have to, I'll work around that somehow. I think Wendy said before, there's not mistakes, there's just, you know, you don't make mistakes, we work around them. So I think that's okay. So obviously now we're open at the top here, and at the moment we're open at the top and the bottom there. Okay. I'm probably going to be able to tell I really didn't think this through too far, because it was very last minute that I decided it was definitely going to be this and not. I'm just a bit, is that going to, oh I think, no that's fine, our spine will definitely cover that up. So, Wendy does it like this, doesn't she? She's got a square one. I can't do that. Isn't it funny how we all have our little techniques? Actually, I might have to do a bit like that. We all have our own little techniques and ways we work. Okay, so that's one. And thank you to everybody for your lovely comments on the last few videos. It's really nice. Especially about the lovely happy mail that I got from Judy, because I'm sure it's nice for her to see the lovely comments too. How very kind she was. Right, so that's that, the front and the back. So that front bit, right, that's probably going to have to be, just trying to think of how I'm going to sew. Right, okay, now I'm going to ink around the edges. I'm sorry guys, I really do think that you're going to get very bored of watching me inking. Oh, I think my sponge is a bit, my dab is a bit pants now. I would change it, but you know when you first change it, it leaves really big circles because it's not all kind of, there's an optimum time, isn't there, for these? not when they're new and not when they're too old and just about had it, but in that middle section there's just an optimum time where they just are lovely. I think I've gone past it on here, definitely. So yeah, I found some really, really, really pretty, I've done that side. Really pretty note cards and envelopes, which I was going to use. But once I looked through these patterns and saw this one, I just thought, there's no way it could be anything else really, is there? I don't know if I will ink around the edge here very quickly, although it is going to be, this sponge really is pants now, it is going to be covered with some tea stained paper, I think. Maybe something else, although I don't have an awful lot to hand. Okay, let's call that a day. Now, we definitely need these, which is the front. Yeah, we're going to have this at the front. So I think I'm going to get my glue. Just going to pop a little bead of glue all the way around. What does Wendy call it? A skit? Does she call it a skit of glue? Skit of glue, I think so. It was a very, very entertaining video. I've had a lot of fun watching that, and it is, she was absolutely right. It's the kind of, exactly the kind of thing I would have done to an envelope. It did worry me a little bit. I did think maybe I'm getting a bit predictable. But I've got a few things planned that are not usual. The next project, I'm afraid, is a bit predictable for me. I've been working really hard on a kit, and I am going to make some file folders. They're going to be a bit different, but I'm making some file folders at the moment using the kit. And then I have a project that I'm going to be working on using different things and some stuff from Julie at the old design shop. Oh, hang on a minute. Just make sure that's not upside down. No. I'm going to pop that on the back. So now we have our miniature. Maybe I should have actually scanned the inside of the pattern too to go on the inside. Okay, so that's going to be the cover. I'm going to completely cover this now. I'm not sure what with. Oh, I tell you what I do have. This. I picked up this really vintage that stuff, you know. Oh, what is it? Like a composition book, like a vintage composition book. I picked that up, and this is the kind of fly page, and I usually keep all of the fly page kind of things to pop into on the back of tags and things like that. I've got a lot of vintage book fly pages too that I use for that purpose, because they do look really nice. So I'm going to glue this here, and we're going to move on to the next little thing that I want to do, so the glue can properly dry before I stick it through my sewing machine. I'm a little bit concerned about using my sewing machine because it hasn't been playing very nice recently. Had a few hiccups, let's call it, with it. It's been a pain in the backside, to be perfectly honest. Just make sure that's nice and glued. Do the same this side. So yeah, working with envelopes. I've only ever made before one envelope journal, but in this old vintage batch of envelopes, I mean there were some dates on them, I don't remember what they are now, but they were extremely old, like, you know, 70s and 80s, some of them were 90s, but somebody had obviously just had these in a filing cabinet with their images, and there was some stuff relating to church too. And I picked them up on Sunday at a car boot sale, which was actually a very good one for a change. Managed to pick up a copy of Edith Holden for 20 pence. Now, sometimes, I mean, I'll pay £2.50, £3, even £4 I think I've paid for one in the past. But yeah, this was 20p. I can't say no, can you? But then other times you go and you don't find anything. Not a thing. Got lots of bits of jewellery as well after doing the snippet tags. Lots of people saying, you know, cut jewellery apart, which I do. I generally do for beads, and I often look for beads. But I was looking for, you know, looking for something a bit different this time, and I did find a couple of things. Nothing too impressive, but a couple of little bits. So this is how Wendy does it, isn't it? She glues and then cuts round, which is actually easier than measuring and then trying to glue it straight, I'll be honest. So we'll have something reasonably plain on the inside for now. Might do something with the inside shortly. Okay, so we're going to have a top pocket this side, and we're going to have a back pocket this side. Now, what I should have done is probably have made some kind of little, don't know if I'm going to get this in here now. I'm going to go in. Oh yeah, I'm just going to turn that round so I can see it straight ish and just put a little bit. Oops. Okay, so just age this. Give it a little link. Oh, I'm quite liking how this is coming so far. And like I said, I did plan a little bit ahead because I prepared the cover, and I also prepared a couple of things that I'm going to use as the tags, which I will show you in a minute. Okay, so we have our little folder. That's quite cute, isn't it? Just see some of the little white paper sticking out, so I'm just going to ink a little bit round here. Actually, I didn't do a very good job of cutting this side at all. Okay, let's get rid of that. Like green, Wendy. Sorbet. I think Wendy is the brand of the wool. Okay, so I want to do some sewing. Oh look, that's coming up. I want to do some sewing, but obviously I'm not going to be able to sew everything because I will sew the pockets closed, and we don't want that, because we want to make a couple of tags to go in the pockets, Wendy style, Wendy styly. So I think I don't know whether I should sew now or wait until I've got all of the elements I want in place. I think I should wait. Okay, so what I'm thinking is some kind of notebooky something here, and maybe a pocket here, maybe a, what have I got? I've got all my scrap boxes down here. They don't have everything in them, I just have some bits in them. Just a little selection of, oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? 2 Holtzy bits. Oh, I know what I might use that for, maybe. I quite like that bit. It says cotton. Is that lager? Cotton. I think this is cotton fabric for drapes. So maybe that kind of sticks with this theme. Let's go with that. Maybe. Let's put that under there. Just try and keep that. Just check I'm in frame and still on camera. Yeah. So I think we'll have, now shall we have a pocket or shall we have a corner? What would Wendy do? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you'd do right now, Wendy. I think I'll go pocket. Let's have a little measure. I don't want it quite to the edge, but I don't want it. Let's go there. This is the technical way of doing it, giving it a little fold so you know where to. I don't do all of my work. I do use a ruler. I think Michelle Scott said something that I never measured anything. I do. Ah! Sorry. I do measure some things. Not much, but I do measure some things. It's more of a feeling, don't you think? It's more of a feeling. I'm not happy with that bit there. I'm going to stick something behind there, I think. Stick a little something. Oh, I know, we could use a little bit of this, couldn't we? So the pocket matches. So it matches the pocket even. Let's get that. See if we can get that. I know Wendy does this too, actually. I've seen her when she was making a little notebook the other day. She kind of buttered it up and said, "Oh, we'll cut about there," and she did actually manage to get the word notebook in. So I know Wendy is as experimental and estimative. Is that a word? Estimative. That's not a word, is it? But she'll estimate. Well, there's not really going to be much of that showing, but at least it covers up that little bit. So let me make that a bit smaller so I don't have to glue a ton for nothing. Probably just made that too small now. Oh, it is really, really awkward, this angle. I mean, I don't sit comfortably anyway, but this is extremely awkward. Okay, I'm going to have to lift this. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Oh, I've got a horrible feeling I'm going to glue the page together because I just slid that over a little bit. Just make sure that glue dries before I close that. You can't see much of it, but we know it's there. And I'm going to pop this pocket down here. I think that needs a bit more ink too. It is very weird making something that you actually don't have a vision. You know, you don't know exactly what you're doing. You just kind of make something and see what happens. And that's how this is going today. That's what I'm doing. I watched somebody yesterday. She did a live, Misty. I don't remember her YouTube channel, that's really bad of me, but she did a live using envelopes from my kit yesterday. Oh, I probably put a bit too much glue there because hopefully this is going to be caught with the sewing machine. But that was fun. It's very weird, it's all a bit surreal watching, because obviously I sit for hours making digital digital stuff, and it's really good because I keep saying I actually finally feel, since I've left teaching, I'm actually using some of the skills that I learnt in my degree during my education, so that's pretty cool. And I am loving getting back into the graphic designing stuff, really am. But I miss making journals. I really want to crack on and make a big old journal. So once this kit is done, that's the plan. Okay, so I think what else should we have? I want some kind of notebook in here. Now Wendy sometimes does her flip up, and I remember making a journal quite a while ago. I made a journal for the lovely Rebecca Legion, and I put a flip book in the back of a little kind of file folder. This might work, mightn't it? Okay, I'm not 100% sure what the plan is, but I'd quite like to maybe do something in that kind of style. I don't suppose any of you can remember, but I had a band at the top and then a flip notebook that I just slotted in, so when the notebook was full it could be replaced. I don't know that I want to use the same card again. So what have we got? That's really cute, isn't it? Although I really like that too. That's nice. Let's go for this. So I'm going to do kind of I'm just getting this done because it needs to be, all of the inside kind of needs to be prepped before I put it through the sewing machine, and it is getting a bit thick, so I am a little bit concerned about how my sewing machine is going to cope with it, with how it's been lately. So we might have a bit of a dilemma. Okay, so let's make the band. I want it fairly wide because it's going to take a bit of weight. Now which one shall we use? Let's use that one. Although that's probably not wide enough now, is it? That's not wide enough. It needs to be much closer to the... I've got bend in it now. What I'll do is I'll bend it where I want it, and then I'll use the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see. I'm not sure how, because of the camera. You probably couldn't see. Sorry about that. Right, let's do it there. And I'll use this bottom section. Right. You know the drill. You know the drill. Bit of ink. I'm trying to do it a bit quick. You guys are so patient. You really are. Okay. So we have that reasonably close to the top. Then we will obviously lose a little bit. We'll be able to have a reasonable size flippy notebook in there. Oh, I don't know if it was the heat, my car, I went out with my daughter. The heat in my car's black. So it was like a sun trap. Even though it's not really hot outside yet, although it's getting there. The inside of my car, oh, So hot. So hot. And I think I've got a bit of a headache.